Hey guys, I'm back. New update. Hurricane Florence is definitely weakening. You guys are doing a great job, man, putting out that vinegar. This is the most aggressive model, Icon and Her, which come to find out the Icon is the European model and the Her is the US model, computer model. Now keep in mind they take all their data from NOAA, from their anemometers, and all the data that is put in on this storm are what these models are built on. So this one's a hybrid of the 1 minute mean wind speed average, and that's the HER or GFS. They just take a 1 minute average over the course of several minutes, I'm sure, and calculate the strength, which is 14% greater than the 10-minute sustained wind average over the same period, which is what the Icon uses, the European model. So anyway, that being said, this is the most aggressive model shown for wind speeds that I've looked at this morning. And you can see most of it's well below hurricane strength. We have some wind speeds that popping a little bit above hurricane strength, which is 74 miles per hour, by the way. But this isn't going to last too long. This is typically not the strongest part of a storm anyway. So we'll bounce you. This is the European model. You can see this is on a 10-minute averages, so I'd say that's more accurate. And it's hard to find anything even in the low 70s on this one. Then last but not least, we have the GEM model, which is a Canadian computer model run that they put out. And keep in mind now, they're using all the same data. They're just using different computer models to interpret the data. But the data is all coming from our governments. So the stuff that the weather shills are putting out about 110 miles an hour and all that is totally false. But of course, that's coming directly from the National Weather Service, which, I mean, they're shills. They say they're all meteorologists. Oh, I'm a meteorologist. They aren't they may be meteorologists, but they're no more than just talking heads and reading whatever script they've been given. The only way to get wind speeds as high as they're talking about, and I got to put it on the automatic to catch this. Now they'll mention wind gusts sometimes, okay? Now, but the wind gusts that they're talking about, okay, we're up into the low hundreds, still only a Cat 2, which I guess that's what they're saying this thing is now. So if they're going off wind gusts, in order to get that type of wind speed, you have to go up to 3,600 meters, which is where those planes are flying, I guess, you know. So they're already measuring winds up around 2 miles. And yeah, you're going to get some high, strong winds up there. I mean, no doubt. But us people, we happen to live even 100 meters off the ground. So it's coming up a little bit there on this model. Let's see what it comes up to on Icon. Because conceivably, this is going to run into some terrain. It's at least 300 feet above the ground. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say that this storm's not going to have an impact. It is. But it's not going to impact the United States the way these people are talking about. Here's the latest GOES weather satellite run. You can see that the storm's being pulled apart by this dry air. That's why I say way to go, guys, because all this here, this is on the low level water vapor imagery. So this is all fresh vinegar being put out by all you folks, and it's doing a huge job of taking apart this storm. But as you can see, there's still chem bombing it. See all this dark green or bright green? It's being introduced into it. Those are all chem bombs to try to keep this thing going. They've been bombing the crap out of this area. And like I mentioned yesterday, they bombed the crap out of this part of the Gulf, which now they're forecasting some type of a storm to hit Houston. And last night I noticed they chem bombed the crap out of Florida too. So they're trying to divert this acidic acid away from this storm. But as you can see, it's infiltrating the storm. It's coming in on these feeder bands. And it's getting in the storm and it's ripping apart this eye. I noticed this morning on the Weather Channel, or not Weather Channel, because I have AccuWeather, which sucks basically, but Bernie, the black-eyed kid, Reno, he was trying to show the storm like it was still something big time, and you could see that the thing was being pulled apart, and the eye was even getting quite large, and it was becoming irregularly shaped. So this thing's falling apart, but it's not over, man. Keep putting it out the vinegar, because these it's been my experience watching these storms. They're going to keep fighting till the very end to try to make this thing a catastrophic disaster, especially for no other reason than to keep the egg from off their faces after all the hoopla and hype they've been giving this thing for over a week now. So I got you pulled up on Venture Sky on the CAPE index. This shows you that there's the vinegar creeping in. It's reacting with the alkaline salts-based chemtrail clouds, which the chemical reaction draws out potential energy, or uses up the potential energy in the atmosphere in that area. So as you can see, it's getting pulled in now pretty strong, and it's wrapping up into Florence. So Florence, I would like to say stick a fork in her, but I've said that before, and then she's not dead yet, because I mean, it's still a major storm, major tropical storm, possibly a Cat 1 hurricane in some areas, some quadrants anyway. But here's the for new viewers, this is a frequency emitter out here somewhere, and shoots high energy frequency all across the United States and northern Mexico. The CAPE index measures the atmospheric potential energy, and it's measured in joules per kilogram. Joules is a heat measurement. So as you can see, right on this side of the line, the joules per kilogram is only 1200. Jump the line, goes up to 3300, almost 3 times the energy. So they're really putting some energy into this frequency emitter right now to try to strengthen Florence and this new one that they're trying to get going over here in the Western Gulf. So I mean, there's no straight lines in nature, right? And this has been going on since at least last summer, when I discovered it when I was following Harvey, because you see I got Rockport marked there. That's where the Harvey came ashore, and then they dragged it along the coast, and right here I think they parked it, and then chem bombed the crap out of it, because Harvey was gonna be a minimal damage hurricane until they stalled it and realized that nothing was going to happen, because people were putting some vinegar out for sure, but not enough people woke up to that fact. And then once they dragged it up here, stalled it, then they chem bombed the crap out of it. I mean, I watched it. I was going crazy, pulling my hair out, and trying to alert people via my Twitter account. There's my Twitter account, @RobertDunn7. You can see I've been getting a lot of hits I had like over 37,000 for a 24-hour period yesterday, and I've just been reporting on the storm, giving the updates, and also putting out these alerts. And I've been doing that ever since, well, Matthews, when I really started doing it. And you North Carolina people can remember Matthew. They started that one way down here somewhere. Somehow they fed it through, managed to feed it through this area here between Jamaica and Haiti. And they got it to come through here so it didn't hit any land. And then they managed to make it go all the way up the coast until it came in and impacted North Carolina, Hurricane Matthew. Now, I was putting out Twitter alerts the whole time to all these different locations, all the way up through this storm to try to kill it. And a lot of people did put vinegar out. There's no question about it. So once it got to North Carolina, if you guys remember, it was a minimal hurricane. It really wasn't that impactful wind-wise for sure. But then they got it parked a little bit, and somehow they got the started chem bombing it, and they really didn't even get as much rain as they reported. But then they opened the dams up or breached a few of the dams, and that's when you had all your flood damage. Same thing in Houston. They breached some dams up here, or opened them up, supposedly saying they had to, which they may have since that was a high rain event. Same with Katrina. All the major flooding all occurred because of those levees being breached, and there was reports about those being blown up. You can still Google it and find that. In fact, there's an NBC report still floating around about residents from the 9th Ward hearing explosions right before the flooding began. But anyway, here we'll get back here. This is the wind speed, current wind speed on the GFS 22 kilometer on Windy. You can see it's not that high. And I already showed you wind speed from the European model on VentureSky. But here's what I want to show you. And I guess I'm going to have to, I was going to say, I'm running out of time. Unfortunately, I got 15 minutes on these things. But check these cameras out. The ones that are green, they're still in operation. So you can see what's going on. This is Wednesday. Then they do a time lapse like about every hour. You'll see a picture pop in there. So that's something neat you can check out and monitor the storm. These ones appear to be down. Well, no, that's now. Okay, that one's up. I think the gray ones are down though. You can see, I mean, I was watching it, the beach shots, there's nothing. I mean, they are hyping this storm to the max. It's sickening. It really is. It's totally sickening what they're doing. Let's go over here real quick and do a progression. So we'll just bump it up to Friday, 8 a.m. Well, they got it making landfall on the European model. See the icon? Let's see what the precip looks like. It's not too bad. I mean, then let's bump it up the next day, Saturday, 8 a.m. It's still sitting here though, see? This is how they're going to try to make this thing catastrophic. It's going to have to be a rain event. And there you get Sunday. Same deal. Put it on the automatic. Put it on the automatic, and that's the icon her. You can see same deal there. So just keep pumping out the vinegar, guys. Maybe I'll do another update later. Get more into this projected landfall and whatever. But if not, I'll definitely make one tomorrow morning. Okay, God bless. Jesus loves you. Peace, and I'm out. Good job, guys. Good job.